Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 twists people did not see coming. Sometimes things happen in life that you just don't expect. They could be good things, bad things, but they are always a surprise. So here are the biggest funny twists of fate these people never saw coming. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe and why not press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have pulled over. So one of the worst things you can imagine is driving back home after a long day's work and seeing police lights in your back window. It means you're gonna get pulled over and are likely gonna get a ticket for something. And even if you haven't done anything, it's usually a hassle to deal with a cop pulling you over. Well, one day this girl freaked out as she was driving home and got pulled over. She was panicking until she rolled down her window and saw the cop's face. She then realized it was her own dad pulling her over as a joke. She said he thinks he's so funny, and by the look on his face, that's about right. I have to say, this is a good prank. This girl for sure did not see this twist happening, but I guess it's better to be pranked by your dad than be pulled over by a cop. Next up is iPad. So one of the best and meanest ways to prank a kid is with a gift. And that's exactly what this brother did to his sister. His sister had been asking for months for an iPad. When her birthday finally rolled around, her brother gave her an iPad box. She was overjoyed, freaked out, and showed her brother a whole lot of love. But when she opened up the box, she was greeted with a twist of fate. Inside is one iPad. But not iPad as in the technology, iPad is in what you use if you have an injury on your eye. So the box did not contain what the girl wanted. And inside was even a loving note saying, "Happy birthday sister, love you." However, after this prank, I doubt the feeling is mutual. How angry would you be if your sibling bought an iPad box and put this inside? In some ways, this is worse than not getting anything at all. Just think about the roller coaster of emotions as you think you get what you want and then you get this. If you guys have any arch enemies and you want to ruin their birthdays, then maybe try this out. Next up is Ice Cream Troll. So this is yet another brother creating a twist of fate in a bad way. One day somebody opened up their fridge and saw this, a delicious Neapolitan ice cream, or at least that's what it looks like from the freezer. But after this person opened up the ice cream container, they saw this. That's right, they'd simply left one wall of ice cream making it look like the tub was full, but in reality the person's brother had eaten it all. I'd be less angry if they'd just eaten the entire thing. But the fact they left this wall of ice cream making it seem like the tub's empty and getting your hopes up is even worse. It just goes to show, guys, sometimes brothers can be evil people. Next up is 50-50. So facial hair is one of the things that divides the world. Some people love it and they think it's great, while others think it's unsightly and they really don't like it. A Twitter user named Coop had facial hair, but some people were telling him to shave it off. But at the same time, some people wanted him to keep it, so he did a poll to find out the answer. However, there was one problem. His poll got exactly 22 votes. 11 of those votes went to yes and 11 went to no, meaning it was a 50-50 split. So instead of just doing another poll, he did exactly what they asked for. He shaved 50% of his face and left the other 50% untouched. I have to say, this isn't exactly a look I would go for. But with all the interesting hipster looks recently, maybe he'd blend right in a trendy coffee shop. I wonder if this guy really did shave off the other side or if he left it like this. Next up is sister. So if you're the brother of a younger sister, you're likely pretty protective. You want the best for them and you don't want them to grow up too fast. Well, one day a brother walked into his 13-year-old sister's room and saw this sight. Now, this may be pretty scary for a brother to see. That is because it looks like a Durex. But it turns out the towel was just covering up the lower half. Luckily, this brother had a twist of fate and it turned out to just be a lollipop. Yeah, something very innocent got confused for something very not innocent. It turns out Zoopla is a real estate company, so it wouldn't make much sense them making Durexes. But either way, I bet this brother was so glad when he realized it was simply a lollipop and not a Durex. He even said when he first saw it, he almost cried. But it goes to show that twists of fate aren't always bad. Next up is Fishy. So fish are usually pretty scared of other things. For example, if you go over to a fish pond, all the fish will likely swim away. Or is that just me? But really, one thing fish aren't too scared of is other animals. For example, this dog went right up to the fish. At first, it seemed like the dog and the fish were kissing, but then the fish leapt up and ate the dog's head. Now, luckily this dog was totally fine and the fish let it go. But it's pretty surprising this fish's entire mouth was able to wrap around this dog. You may think the dog would be the alpha animal here, but I guess not. This fish really doesn't seem like it could expand that much in real life, but perhaps it's a Miss Puff in disguise. Either way, this dog had a very sudden twist of fate. Next up is bad pharmacist. So pharmacists are around to help you in life, and sometimes even save you in life. But it seems like this pharmacist may be doing the exact opposite. One guy was given his prescription of Mirasilon tabs. Now on it says make sure you follow the printed instructions. That may seem all fine until you read what the printed instructions really say. It says take one every night before food, once daily, to be taken 4 times a day, 3 times a day, every 3 times daily. Take 1, take 2, take 3, or take 1 or 2. Wow, that was a mouthful to read out. But in all seriousness, what is this pharmacist thinking? I'm assuming they printed off every label in existence. I'm just glad this guy has some sense and didn't really try and take it this many times. Otherwise, as the guy says, he may not be around today. Judging by what they wrote, I think the pharmacist needs to check up on what pills he's taking. Next up is eyes in the fridge. So if there's one thing which can create twists of fate, it's people getting drunk. When people drink too much, there's no telling what they'll do. For example, one morning a guy walked downstairs and saw this in the fridge. As you can see, his roommate got drunk the night before and did this to every single thing in the fridge. That's right, he put googly eyes on everything from the mayonnaise to the mustard. Now, the roommate said he wasn't even mad, and I wouldn't be too. This is pretty hilarious. But I would be very thrown off if I saw this in the morning. As it is, I'm not very with it in the morning, so this really would baffle me. But I can't deny it would be pretty funny. Next up is Nair. So this is an example as to why you should always read the label. One day somebody's sister used shampoo, so they used Nair. Now, before seeing this image, I hadn't heard of Nair, and I guess neither had this sister. That is because it turns out Nair is a hair removal solution. The sister thought it was a shampoo and put it all over her hair. And that is why this girl now has a bald sister. As you can tell by the look on her face, she's not exactly happy with this. And I wouldn't be too. By the looks of it, that hair's gonna take a while to grow back. She's gonna be looking like 11 from Stranger Things for quite some time. But that's what you get for not reading the label. Next up is morning surprise. So are you ever kind of drowsy in the morning? Sometimes a good cup of coffee wakes you up, but sometimes that just doesn't do the trick. Well, that is why this mug exists. As you can see on it, it says good morning handsome, which is a nice compliment. But then when you finish your drink, you're met with a very scary message. It says you're going to be a daddy. Yeah, that is the last thing any man wants to hear when he wakes up, or at any time for that matter. But if you guys want to prank your husbands and boyfriends, then definitely buy this. After reading this, I can just imagine them doing the classic movie cup drop. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the best twist of fate people did not see coming. I think it's gotta be the Nair shampoo, as that really would annoy me. I mean, can you imagine being a bald 13-year-old girl? Anyway, check out my second channel for more amazing videos. There'll be a link to that channel on screen in a moment and also in the comments below. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, subscribe to Top 10s for new videos every single day.